Hello and welcome to episode 6 of our Timberborn update to Let's Play on the Iron Teeth faction. Last episode we started building this monstrosity of a gravity battery bank right here. And we fixed a couple of things with our farming setup and took care of a little bit of organization as well. And started getting some of these things stored over here in this warehouse for the purpose of hoarding our maple syrup and our pine resin as we look toward getting some of that stuff going as well. So this episode we're going to work on getting these ready to go. Got a little bit more we can do for that. We've got to get some power down here, so we'll be putting in a little channel for water right there. And there's a couple other things we got to get to. So we're going to go ahead and get right on with it. But first, a couple of you made comments about how this should be higher, and I should try to go up to the map limit to get something done with more power. Yeah, probably, but this will get, right now, this will get me a whole lot of power for the time being, and when we actually, get into the later game, I'm going to need more power anyway, so we'll just have to do this again somewhere else. Maybe somewhere else on the map that's a little higher. Like maybe even somewhere over here. So we'll get to that when we get to that. I'm not super worried about it at this exact moment in time. What we do need to do is we need to get a power shaft going through here so we can store our power. And of course, to do that, we need dynamite. And we need explosives factories and all that good stuff. So we actually have everything we need right now to go ahead and get started with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to build right here with a another thing. I'm going to put this in a different location and run power to it so I don't have to go back and redo this again later. Because we're going to have to put a power channel through here, I think. The easiest way to do this is going to be to just kind of make a thing that goes kind of through here, and then cover it back up with a walkway. So, we're not going to get there for a little bit. It's going to probably take most of the episode to get it done, but I want to do it the right way. I want to make it utility as well as being nice to look at. So, with that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and kind of roughly map this out. It does need to flow from this river all the way over here. And then we'll just have to have the power shaft come up through it. You'll see when I get to it. But that means we're going to need to put our explosives factory up here-ish. For the time being, we'll probably end up just rebuilding these somewhere else anyway. But, you know what they say, nothing ventured, nothing gained. We'll go ahead and put that right there. And we'll get our stuff a little bit better figured out here. Okay, these are nowhere near being done growing, so, well, okay, some of these on the end are, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I think we're going to be just fine. But we'll go ahead and put our explosives factory right there, and then by the time that is done, we'll actually be able to research the dynamite, most likely, because we have these guys theoretically doing something. Let's go ahead and turn on our turbo speed. And of course, they're going to keep building these gravity batteries. It's like each of these right now holds 22,000 horsepower hours. Oh no, these are 30. I also need to dynamite some of this out. Yes, I know it probably should have been the other way around. Probably should have figured out some other way to extend these over somewhere else. But, 30,000 each for right here is pretty good. I don't really have anything bad to say about that. It's going to take them a long time to get this done anyway. So we'll go ahead and take care of that. But right here, basically, this whole thing is going to be buried. It's going to be a channel. It's going to be a pathway. And we're actually going to migrate this path over to here and then have it cut across right there. And that'll give us opportunity to put a couple other things in there once we get around to it. We just need these guys to demolish all this. Look at there. They've got a lot going on. And I'm glad we have this engine here, because we can still have a lot of this stuff be powered, and that's very helpful. So while that is doing its thing, let's take another look down here. These guys are complaining they're hungry. We'll take care of that eventually. We do have food stored over here. It's looking okay. This is a surprising amount of maple. Actually, there's no maple syrup. It's all pine resin at this point. We won't have maple syrup for probably not even this episode, because that's going to be probably almost three cycles before you can actually harvest. From the time it was planted, these trees, some of them are about half grown, so we might be able to get close. But we'll see. We're also going to get to the point pretty quick where this reservoir is going to start getting drained more and more because our population keeps growing pretty consistently. Did I? No. Okay, we have workers. We have builders. They're just being a little slow because they're working on all of these things. I'm gonna go ahead and just de-emphasize these real quick because we are short gears. Yeah, we need to really get some gears going. That really should be our priority. I probably should have put more gears in. Yeah, I can always build another one somewhere. Yeah, we'll be alright. We really just need all of this stuff to be staffed, and I think it is. Should be looking okay. And they are continuing to generate science once again. We have 2 vacancies. I'm not sure exactly what those are. Okay, this is looking okay. We do have a space right here, I think. We haven't researched these housings yet, but this row house, I believe, I'm not going to click it because we need to save our science points for the dynamite, but I think this row house or this large row house would be enough to fill in this spot and make use of all this. And then I think we don't need this double platform here. That could become something else. Or I could put another set of row houses on top of it. We'll see when we get there. We're not quite there yet. We got some other stuff to take care of first. Yeah, now we're just waiting on the gears. Why are we injured? It never tells you how they get injured. Do I have a tooth grindstone? Yes. I don't know if I have any medical tents. Where are these? Medical beds. Why do I say medical tents? It's not a tent. I thought we did have 2 of them in this general area somewhere. Yeah, okay. There's one there. There's another one here. So we actually have those. We just don't have any healers yet. Which is I don't want to unlock this quite yet. But we do have the necessary stuff to do medicine, so we will get there eventually. I just really want to make sure we get this dynamite going because that's going to be pretty important to getting the rest of this stuff all taken care of here. Okay, and this is, yeah, just waiting on gears. Eternal gears, always and forever. What else needs attention? Because I think we're just, at this point, just kind of waiting for a couple of things to get done. Is there something we can do that doesn't take science points to research and actually improves the lives of our beavers? So I think injury is the biggest thing, and we'll get to that as soon as we get our dynamite going. Cattail crackers. We aren't actually, I think I have to have another one of these grist mills running cattail flour. Yeah. I can't get rid of any of these doing wheat stuff. We need to be processing a bunch of wheat. Somebody left a comment saying that I got into the wheat tree too early. Absolutely, 100% did. That is, as the kids say, just how it be sometimes. So we're going to be doing our best to make the most out of our situation and make sure we don't make any more mistakes like that. So that will be something to keep an eye on. It just takes time to get in the swing of things and learn mechanics as you go. I don't think I've done a terribly bad job of that. I think it's important to remember I'm learning this game as I make these videos, so I'm going to make mistakes. And I appreciate when people tell me things nicely that I've been doing wrong and help me get better at the game, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about, right? You have fun with the game and you enjoy the process of learning it. And along the way, if you can make some friends, it's even better. But I don't think we're in a terrible crisis mode for the wheat. We just have a lot and we don't need a lot. We really did not need to have nearly as much as we do. Okay, I just saw somebody harvest over here, so that's good. I was wondering if they could actually get here. It just appears that they are a little slow, which I guess is to be expected. Okay, still waiting on gears. We're making our gears. We really need another set of these gear factories here. I probably should have built this somewhere else, but that's okay. We will do just fine in spite of that. I do think eventually we're going to want to make this too deep. At this present time, that's probably not the best idea, but we'll get there. At the very least, I want to make it too deep past this big boy. Maybe to about right here. And see if we can get that to do anything for us. Well, at least we only have one injured beaver now. Alright, we are almost to the end of the drought. I was really hoping that this would be done by now, but I guess we're still waiting on the gears. Which, you know, can be expected. We're 64 short. Well, now it's 62 short on the science for getting our dynamite unlocked, and then we can really go to town. We can have a good time with that. But as far as food supply goes, I feel like we're very stable. We just need to work on getting the grilled spatterdock going. And I think we'll be okay. We can actually, since we have so much bread, I think we can actually go ahead and turn one of these into cattail flour. Yeah, we'll do that, and then we can put in... I think I have room for one more bakery. Everything requires gears. Sheesh. One more bakery. Let's say right... well, why not right here, right? Actually, no. We're smart. We have technology. We can put a bakery on top of storage. Just because we can. And for no other reason. Take advantage of the vertical space, right? So we'll go ahead and set this to cattail crackers. Not maple pastries yet. Cattail crackers will be a good addition to our food supply. And that'll be nice to get that contributing to our happiness as well. And then maple pastries once we have our syrup, which we do not yet. Oh, that's right. I was going to put another tapper's shack right here. So we can actually do that as well. Get this going right there. And that will allow us to take all of these trees that we're saving for their syrup. And they'll be able to harvest all of this as well as... Actually, I think the pine resin we're probably okay over there on the other side of the map. Just because we already have accumulated 348 of it. And we're not going to get into the planks that require that for quite a while. So I think we're in good shape. We don't really have anything else to be worried about quite yet. And we can actually go ahead and research our dynamite. So that is researched, and we can actually go ahead and plant. Before I do that, though, we're going to put in, just for the sake of clarity, we'll put that in there. And then we're going to turn this entire thing into dynamite. Blow it all, make a little channel. And at the end here, we'll put a high lift thing. And then this will all be underground. It'll continue going in front of here. And then it'll cut over here. We'll take out a row of blueberries. We really just probably don't even need right now. Get rid of those. And then this whole thing will be a channel, and then we'll have water running through it, and we'll have all of our everything else as well. And then we can actually run a power shaft all the way through here. I'll run one this way, and then we will put a platform on top of it, and it'll flood, and it'll be a very efficient use of our space. A number of you have been requesting that I actually do that for a while. Oh, that's right. We need paper. I built the explosives factory before I built the paper mill, which I also have to research. See, kids, this is why you learn to play the game before you start making YouTube videos on it. But that that ship has sailed, and I should have figured that out. But the you know, the fun part about doing this is you get to remind yourself of the stuff you're supposed to know in the first place while you're in the middle of doing something else. So that's always fun. So we'll wait to get we'll wait to get our paper unlocked and then take care of that. In the meantime, I believe we have some unemployed beavers that are looking for work, so we can go ahead and start putting in some more gear workshops. Yes, I know this is ugly. I'm not going to blame you if you roast me for it, but I would hope that you would extend me the same mercy you would extend anyone else when making silly mistakes like that. Alright, so this is all done. That's going to be, we'll make that one cattail flour. We'll put this one back to wheat flour. And then this is just waiting on gears, which is why we're building another gear workshop for some reason you didn't know why. It's kind of obvious in my opinion, but that's fine. These are looking good. We have 150 free beds. We're not going to need to build any more barracks for quite a long time. I'm actually wondering if we want to just have all these other districts we're going to get into be completely manned by golems and just have all the beavers live here. I don't know. We'll see. I've got a couple different ideas I want to explore as we get further into this playthrough. But we're not quite there yet, so we'll just we'll worry about that when we get there. So in the meantime, while they're taking care of all of this, I believe we can start making progress across this way to setting up a new district just for manufacturing. And in order to do that, we'll actually have to get some more water in here. And there's a source right here coming out of these rocks that we are going to want to divert and then actually flood this. Now there is a underground ruins here that we would maybe want to save and keep from flooding. So we might have to build a levee around this and then make some sort of weird, I don't know, tunnel to get over here. So we'll take a look at that when we get to it. But I think we're still going to be able to figure out some way to get the water to get stored over here and make some of this land a little more arable. Like, there's all sorts of stuff we can be doing, right? We have plenty of room over here to do other things. And we could actually, once we have dynamite, that is, just divert some water into here and then maybe put a small channel here to get into this one. And then once we have everything else figured out, we can go in there. But we're not going to be hurting for metal for a while because we have this one. And then there's other ones as well. There's one over here. There's a big one over here. And then there's this up here that also has one of these underground ruins. So we might not even need to worry about this one over here. We might be able to get by without it. And, you know, there's other stuff to do. This part of the challenge of this specific map is you only have those two water sources, and they are mostly just tiny rivers, which is why, of course, we had to put this enormous reservoir in here. and do a little bit of thinking about how everything else works. But the vertical nature of the way the Iron Teeth tech tree is set up and all of their buildings mean we can do a whole lot more in a lot less space relative to what the folktales are capable of doing. So I think we can still pretty much stay here and continue developing things while not taking up a ton of space. We just need to make sure that we have everything we need to support all of our industry here and make use of everything that we've built and that we want to be building in the future. So we're still not quite to 250 science for the paper mill, which again is hilarious that I completely forgot that was a thing. It's just like that. Okay, I think we are prioritizing this tapper's shack, and we're going to want to so we can get all of our different stuff harvested here. As soon as we start getting the maple syrup, we can actually start making the maple pastries, which I think we can go ahead and put in another one of these guys on top. That's the wrong tab. Set this guy to maple pastries. And then since we already have the stairs, just pop this in here like so and pull a little double duty on our building height efficiency here. So I think we'll be able to take advantage of that pretty quickly here. And there are a couple of things that people suggested we do to improve the wayfinding over here. And I gotta be honest, I'm not going to mess with this. This is a disaster. It's a rat's nest. But everything's connected. And I kind of don't want to tear it apart and do it again. So for the time being, we're just going to kind of leave this alone. I mean, it's functional. It's ugly, yes, but it works. And we don't have a reason to do anything else with it just yet. We have these rooftop terraces. Are people actually... Okay, not all of them are using the rooftop terraces. We haven't researched any of the aesthetic stuff, so that makes sense why we don't have all of that. Yeah, I think once we get maple pastries, we're actually going to be in really good shape as far as happiness goes. We also need to get our healer researched and working. But that's more science that we can't afford right now because I made a mistake and researched this guy first instead of the paper mill to supply stuff. I know this isn't connected. We're not going to connect this until I can put a proper path here. It's no big loss. It's not, doesn't have a recipe selected anyway, so it's going to be fine. This is now collecting the maple syrup, which means by the time this is done, which it is, this is actually going to be helpful to use our wheat flour as well. So I think we're in really good shape. We'll just have to get this actually baking, and then we're going to have a good amount of the maple pastries. Yeah, we're looking good. We might come back in here and build a storage underneath this, like a couple people have suggested would be a smart thing to do. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for opportunities to do that. For the time being, we just kind of have to wait for different stuff to get researched. We can actually go ahead now and do our paper mill. And like the, grist mill, the paper mill is another one of these buildings that is, I guess, sideways. And it's kind of inconvenient the way it's laid out like this, which is, it's not ideal. No matter what you do, you're going to kind of just be stuck with how the layout of these things works. And it's just annoying. But it does give you the opportunity to put in... What do I want to put in here? Not a grindstone. I guess I could put a medical bed. Just take these little tiny pieces of stuff and figure out something else to do with that. Paper mills obviously make the paper, which we can then turn into either books or bombs. I guess that could be a metaphor for government spending. But This is not a political discourse channel. This is this is a city building video game channel. So we'll leave that alone for now. But we're in a good spot now as soon as we can get some more gears. Everything requires gears. I'm telling you. It's just nuts. I guess we can go ahead and turn this into cattail flour again. But we're actually making maple pastries, so we can go in here. Yeah, this is looking good. Well-being is looking fantastic. We can probably invest a little bit more effort into making sure people get a wet fur thing. We could research a shower, but surprise, surprise, the science points we're researching do need to go into other stuff. I don't think the shower is going to be the wisest use of that. I do think it's going to be this healer. Probably within the next 10 minutes or so, we will have enough science points to get this unlocked, which will be very useful. So we'll put one of those somewhere in the town. Carousels and mud baths, that's in-game stuff. Temples, we probably should find a spot for something like that. Shrines, I guess we could also... There we go, there's our 18, I think, because we got, yeah, enough people got the pastries. We could probably put some more campfires and rooftop terraces in. Just didn't really know exactly where to put those. I guess I could... Well, actually, no, because you can't build over these rooftop terraces unless you have, I think it's the... Which, okay, no, that's in this one. The metal platform, I think, is the only thing that can go over this. Because if I try to put in a platform, it's not going to work. Otherwise, I would put a rooftop terrace on top of this. But we literally can't. So we're going to either put some sort of decorative thing. Why do we get 19? Oh, because people aren't injured anymore. We're either going to find some sort of decoration to put up here, or we'll put in just regular old platforms, make this completely level, then put a path down the middle of this, and then put in 2 more of these rooftop terraces, which honestly is probably the best use of the space. Of course, under here we're going to put a beaver statue as soon as I can research that and not waste all of my points for science on a beaver statue when I have so many other things we need to be doing. I just wish there was a way to get stuff under here and still be usable. All of these storages, like right here, this opening is on this side and you just can't get in there. I don't have enough lateral space to do this. And you know, there really isn't anything else that fits sideways unless I were to put like a, I don't know, farmhouse up here, but then I'd have to connect it with stairs and then I have to build some sort of weird scaffolding. You know, honestly, it probably wouldn't be that bad. I don't know, that just looks kind of dumb. Yeah, we won't worry about it. We'll just think of something interesting to put here. Maybe if I can find a way to put... I wonder if I could put like shrubs underneath that and then put a platform on top of it. Of course, all of this you have to unlock with science. 20 science? No, okay, we'll unlock the other thing and then we'll maybe come back for that. I don't know, we're going to try and find some way to make stuff a little bit more efficient use of space over here. We are making paper though, so that's good. And I think we should be making... Oh, actually pause this. We can unpause it. We have unemployed beavers. We should be able to, in pretty short order, should be able to start getting some explosives. We'll get that set into motion. And we have so much stored up power here. We'll do that, and then we'll get all this stuff going right here. We are going to have to, since we built these gravity batteries, we are going to have to build a staircase up to the top of this to get it to go down. You know, which is definitely not ideal. But I think it's going to be fine anyway. We'll put one of those up there. Then, of course, we can dynamite that thing, and it's going to complain, oh, it's too far away from the city. Well, no, not really. We have these things called paths. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they can allow you to go places. We just need to build down. There we go. We'll put that there. Then this will all go away as soon as this is taken care of. We are going to blast this whole thing out right here. I just have to have a path to actually get to it. And we have dynamite, and it's being placed down, which is beautiful. We'll blast this whole section out. Then we'll cut off this road and blast that. Then we'll trench it. We'll put our power shafts in, put our things on top, load it up, and be good to go. And that's definitely going to be by the end of this episode now that that is all ready to go. It's exciting to see this stuff come together. I love it. What else can we be taking a look at? We're still great on all of our food supply. We have tons. We're actually probably good on putting more stuff down for quite a long time. We're going to need to add more farmhouses to have the actual manpower, beaver power, to get everything harvested in time. But that'll come in time. And I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. Okay, and these are all full. We need to have... Oh, I guess I should have said what's going to go in all of these things. We'll just make that cattail crackers. No. We're not going to make that cattail crackers. We're going to make it maple pastries because that's what's on top of that. It's actually probably a pretty smart idea, except I did make this kind of my catch-all food warehouse, which is, not working too fantastically. So we'll just set that. And then I think we can actually go ahead over here and do the same thing again. Then put one more bakery on top of that and make this one for bread. And if we do that, then this can also be set to only accept bread. And that'll help our food supply a little bit, make stuff a little bit more stable. And we just need this one right here. Hopefully it's the next one to get a little explodey boy. Looks like it will be. All right, so we'll go ahead and blow that up. And then we'll go ahead, we'll pause the game, delete this, put in our thing, make that maximum priority. Get them to stick this in. I mean, they can still go across this. It's just, kind of an inconvenience. There we go. Blow that up. Now we can go ahead and put in first a power shaft. Get that going, and then we'll put in a single thing like that. And then we'll let that go. Then once that's done, we'll be one step closer, and I'll go ahead, just since we're already here, I'm going to have to put stairs here to get down in here to put this thing in, aren't I? Unless, no, they can build from up top, so we'll actually, we'll do that. With that there, I think they can still get up from down there. Yeah, it looks like we'll be in good shape for that. Yeah, that's going to be nice once that's all taken care of. Then we will go ahead and cover all this. Do that like so. Does that connect? It sure does. And then we can actually get rid of these paths once this is all done, which looks like that's going to be very quickly. Go ahead and get rid of... I don't want to click on you. Stop it. There we go. So now we have space here we can do something with. And I think our pathing should still be good. This actually doesn't connect anymore. Is that on purpose? Okay, I guess I do have to have this, but we have a 2x2 space here, and we have all of that, so we're still good. Still an improvement in space utilization, and we'll make full use of this. So I think a 2x2 thing right here. Do I have enough for a healer? Yes. I think we can actually put... I could really orient this any way I want, can't I? We'll go this way. We'll put the healer there. I think should be all good to go for that. Of course, none of that's connected. Didn't expect it to be. If we can get them to do all of these, then I think we're going to be in good shape. These are still deprioritized, and they're still getting stuff sent there, which is, you know, whatever. But eventually we'll have to get all that done anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't want to blow this up quite yet because they're still doing all that. But we're doing great. We have more food than we have any reasonable way to dispose of. We just got to get our beavers to eat more. I know we can support a ton more beavers, so I'm glad they're just going to keep reproducing at a relatively consistent rate. Although we are going to have to put in some more of these birthing pods pretty quick here. We'll go ahead and get rid of all of those things. And then put in another set of the pods on back here. I'm trying to think if there's a better place, a better way to do this. We're going to have 3 here. I guess not, really. We'll just put those 3 here. We will start 2 of them paused. Then we'll stagger turn them on so we don't have a big to-do about a bunch of beavers being born at the same time. We will eventually want some over here. So we'll pop those over there and pause those as well. Get that all done. This is very close to having all of these done. And the good thing about having this set up like so is we actually don't have to have these paths connect here. We can figure something else out. I just need these 2 to be all done. Looks like our healer is making medicine. Yeah. We've got dandelions, we've got logs, we've got water, and we've got medicine. We're in very good shape. Stuff is looking good, and we should now have, well, the medical beds will have access to stuff. I have to find where I hid these things. This is not good design theory. Okay. There's not medicine here. I guess, have we... Okay, a hauling post is already fully staffed. Okay, that was going to be my next question. Was, are we staffing the hauling post? We need 1 more dynamite. I know we're making dynamite. Now come over here. Unless they did this one, they have not. So I just need this one thing right here. So come and do it. There you go. All right. That's always satisfying. So let's go ahead and put in our little trench power here. For the sake of future expansion, I'll just make that a 4-way in case I ever need to expand the trench. There's no reason not to, right? So I think we can go ahead and then, once that's done, cover it up and use it as a path or not as a path, depending on what we want to do. I'm not super worried about having a path here anyway. I think we're going to be okay without one. But because we put our little 4-way here, we can actually keep sending power all over the map and have the whole thing be connected, which is not something that was going to be possible in our Folk Tales playthrough on the other map, the Spiral Mountain, Helix Mountain, I think is what they call it. It's not technically a helix. The math-minded people, I'm sure, will say. But regardless, the point's still the same. We are going to be much better this playthrough about having things that make sense from a logistical standpoint. And I like to think we've done some big improvements over the last playthrough already. And having these things buried is going to be a big help. And also irrigate the rest of this, which, you know, is not necessary, but it's nice. Yeah, I think we have this. We're going to turn that breeding pod on. Oh, that's not even built yet. Okay. I guess I should have let them build them first. And then just pause it manually once it starts going. We got a long way to go, folks. Just trying to get a little proactive here. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. We just need more beavers. We actually have unemployed beavers now, which is good because I think we had some of these that were deprioritized. So we can actually, I believe, just scroll through all this. And are we fully staffed? Why does this not have anybody? Oh, okay, because it's not connected. That's right. Okay, so we actually are occupying all known jobs, which is exciting. Go ahead and just pause all this again. Once this one gets to, I don't know, about the D, I'll unpause another one. How are people doing on food consumption? We're looking good. So we can actually now start to get into some more of this stuff like the wet fur. We can definitely put in a double shower. Find a spot. Probably going to be maybe right here. Go ahead and research. Yeah. That's going to be a perfect spot for that. Yes, I know it's right here next to this, but not everyone has to go across here, so they're not going to have the requirement to do that. So that's a big improvement. Yeah, look at them go. They love it. We can unlock shrines. Or I'm sure there was something else I was supposed to be unlocking, and I just have forgotten. I'm not worried about the printing press right now. We don't need to worry about the woodwork shop. We've unlocked all this. I'm not worried about stream gauges or deep mechanical water pumps. Oh, I was going to get the row houses. That's right. So now we've got this. This guy is 2 wide. Not 2 as in T-O-O, T-O wide. This is 600. How tall is that? Is that 3 tall? This guy is 3 tall. So this is not ideal. We can put him here, or maybe we just want to wait for the one that's 4 tall and just do that. Put this guy somewhere else. The large barrack sleeps 16. Is this the same size? Oh, I mean, I can't check because, you know, I don't have enough science for that. I guess we have so much food. We probably can put in, because we have these other things right here, we can probably put in another layer of these storages right here. We just have to have a good way to get our dudes into. Man, it's really hard for me. It's really hard for me to see this. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get the dudes in here. Why do I keep saying the dudes? It's not the Big Lebowski. Actually, that would work perfectly to have that there. We'll put in a thing like that. Okay, got that guy there. That's actually going to work very nicely. We'll put in on that side. And then this being double high will actually connect nicely with this for the next thing we're going to put up here. As soon as I figure out what that is. This has to connect. Okay, I think we can safely get rid of these water tanks. These little tiny ones. We don't really have any need for them. We're going to move on to better and more efficient storage options. So as soon as these are empty, we'll go ahead and demolish them. How are we doing on explosives? We're almost there. We're almost there. Well, I thought they'd be getting water out of here. I guess they don't need it. Okay, no, we're getting somewhere. It just takes a little while for them to get there. So we'll go ahead and start with the little dudes right there. I guess we're going to have to... Oh, I was going to unpause some of these. Alright. I'll unpause that one. Okay, that is now empty. And that is now empty. We'll go ahead and pop in one of these, put in some stairs. Yes, I know this is not the most ideal use of space or pathfinding, but I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be fine. That'll give us access to that. Now we just need to solve this one, which I think we can do by doing another one of these kind of dumb things here. Because remember, we don't want to go up here because this is actually going to connect on this whole side with just a double layered doohickey here. That's a technological term. And once we have this done, we can actually come across the entire front of this and put bakeries on top of all this. We could go higher, yes, I know. But I don't think we really need to worry about that. I just want to make sure we have enough room to be making stuff. And you know, this is going to be delightfully hideous in many different ways. So I am very much looking forward to seeing what kind of monstrosity this ends up being. That's always fun. And I think actually we can have these connect if we do this. Yeah, we did that exactly correctly here. So this whole thing will actually be interconnected and relatively easily navigable. I guess we can put this here and have stairs on this side too. So I'm sure we're going to want to eventually go. Yes, I know there's 3 water in there. I don't care. We're fine. We have plenty of water storage. And we're going to be adding some more anyway. So I need, come on. We have the explosives. Just put them right here. I know they should be able to reach that. Is this one down here? No, they still haven't done this one yet. Okay, well, this one is just about done. Let's go ahead and detonate. Very cool. Turn that one on just to be safe. Then now what we have to do, I'm going to go ahead and just build this stuff now anyway. I don't anticipate we're going to need power connection down here, but if you have the ability to put it in, there's really no reason not to just go ahead and do it. So we'll let them get away with that. We have to be careful with this one, though, because this is a very important way to get around here. So we're going to have to wait until we have a dynamite actually built, ready to use, and then we'll very quickly try to minimize our disruptions with that. Let's go ahead and set this to... Honestly, it probably is going to have to all be bread. We just have so much bread. So make all of this into bread, and then I think we could even turn one of these into cattail crackers, and then this guy into maple pastries. And we have so much bread. Then we're going to have 2 more of these to take care of all that other wheat. I think we're going to be in very good shape for that. Go ahead and turn this last breeding pod back on. We should have quite a few new beavers coming in the next episode after we get our huge monstrosity of this thing all said and done. So they're waiting on water. Okay, so I guess our water demand now is finally outpacing our supply. So, now one of the last things we're going to end up doing, because we do have this drought is going to be ending in 1.2 days. We're almost at the point where we need to be ending the episode. So I think what we want to do is put in, because I want these to kind of be in a straight line, but we also don't need them to because this is curving anyway. I guess we don't really need to, but I could always just do this. I'll just have this line up because it's just easier that way. Again, there's really no reason to have it this way. There's also no reason not to. And we'll just pop this in like that. And we can actually, since we already have so many beavers here working, go ahead and get that done. We'll just set a whole lot of stuff into motion here and take advantage of it as we need to. So this, I think I can, yeah, okay. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go ahead and build all the way out to the wall. And just get this whole thing set up ready to go because this will fit here. Oh, that's not going to fit there because we have our little walkway, but we don't need the walkway if we can't get past it anyway. So we'll just do that. And look how nicely that fits. That fits super nicely. We'll get our pathway all done, and we can put another one in this side. I think if I have this oriented correctly, I can put in one more off of this. Yeah, okay, that'll be perfect. Yes, I know this is approaching mad scientist levels of insanity here, but I think it's going to be a cool result in the end when this is all very efficient and nicely thought out, nicely planned. Actually, no, I was wrong. I was very wrong. All right, we're gonna scratch that part for now. We might come back and revisit that because I'll have to have this blown apart to do that. But we actually could get away with that if we have this path gone because this is put in. We can actually dynamite this whole section out a little bit more and take care of that, which I will go ahead so I don't forget. I'll go ahead and put all of these in like so. And again, these four aren't going to be done until sometime next episode. That's just me future-proofing against me forgetting by just going ahead and putting that stuff down. Because we very obviously need water. And our breeding pods they're not taking up a ton of the water. It's just they're going to keep sucking it, and we just need to make sure that we are adequately supplying for ourselves. It's not going to be the end of the world. They'll keep pumping, and they'll be fine. We can go ahead and put these in, and I am going to go ahead and get this exploded. Highly prioritize that. Come on. Put the explosives down. It's very easy. All you have to do is just put it there. That's all you have to do. Literally all you have to do. Just put it down. Literally all you have to do. Oh. I was mistaken. Because this doesn't have an actual connection, so I guess it's not going to run any of this stuff. Ah, come on. I guess for the time being, we'll put that path in. Now we can come back over here and put in our dynamite. Put that back as a priority. And someone, hopefully, will come in here and put that dynamite in. But our drought is almost over. Should be just now coming back, which means we're approaching the end of our episode. Just a little bit of time left. These guys are going to be working feverishly trying to get a fourth water pump in. Again, we don't really have a water problem. We just have a lot of needs that kind of crept up all together at once. And we are going to need to start building another reservoir or securing another side of the map to get water from, which again is right here, and we're going to be expanding out that way soon anyway. We just have to get there. So I was actually thinking we could probably, based on the geography here, just kind of flood this whole part of the map by putting a little dam in somewhere right about here. Just have this whole thing full of water. That would be a good resource for us to have. All right, so now this is dynamited. And now this whole thing should be flooded. Yes. Excellent. Very, very good. And that water level will equalize. It shouldn't ever flood, because all the water, excess water, is going to rush out here anyway. So now all we have to do is get this last piece put in to connect our power. And then I guess I'll go ahead and prioritize that. So I promise we'll have this all connected before too long. Once we see that go up to a million bajillion horsepower, once everything is hooked up over here, I think this is all good to go. All we have to do now is connect on this side, have a thing coming out of the ground to connect with other stuff, which I guess we probably should have done. Probably should have done over here now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, so we'll actually need to very quickly replace this with a four-way, because I wasn't thinking about this earlier. Replace that with a four-way. We'll blow this up. Then we'll put in a 90-degree right there. And then once that's in, we'll put a little power transfer thing, and that'll connect all of this up together. And I think once we get that done, that'll be the extent of this episode, because we have all this just waiting to be used. We actually have that done too. I can put these stairs here and then put in all of those guys. Okay, that is going to be done. And then we'll pop in our transfer thing. Then we'll get this built and this built, and then we will seal it all up. There we go. Just need a little bit more work done on it. Now we actually have 4 of these things. We're going to be in much better shape for all of our water problems. Just need a little bit more work. I didn't want this one to go over an hour, but I guess it's going to be slightly over. And the recording just ticked over to an hour. There's a little bit of time at the beginning that we have to get rid of because of the loading and everything. But this is now here. That's connected. This is going to be connected. And then, once that's done, we'll have this thing will be communicating all sorts of power. There we go. Supply is 1032. Demand is 440. And I think if everything that I remember about how these work is accurate, if I go ahead and I pause the engine, water wheel, and this guy, And this guy. And this guy. And this guy. Yes! Oh, that is a beautiful sight. Now we have so much power stored up. That's absolutely fantastic. And we didn't have to have a huge, ugly gantry full of these gears everywhere. I absolutely love it. That is fantastic news. We're going to unpause all of these. So now we have, well, aside from everybody being really thirsty, which they shouldn't be because we have all of these things now that can pump. We have a fully functioning power system that we can now also... Is this leaking? Huh. So it is. Oh well. No problem here. We have a fully functioning power system that is going across this entire thing. And we'll be able to put power out here. And we have massive, massive storage. This is a fantastic achievement. Fantastic. And we are in very, very good shape. We'll go ahead and get this platform put in and get that all set up. And then we will actually finally be done with this episode, at least. So while we're waiting for them to build that, go ahead and, well, it's pretty much done. Well, yeah, we have now complete, I believe this is, episode 6. So we're going to probably not go back to daily uploads. That's just too much to manage for more than a week or two at a time. We had a good time with about a month of those, but I've just got too much going on to do daily uploads. So we are going to go back to probably 3 or 4 times a week uploads. I think is a pretty sustainable amount. So we're going to try that out. We're going to do our best to keep up with that. And that's most likely going to end up being Timberborn 3. If it's 3 times a week, it'll be 2 Timberborn videos and 1 other thing. If it's 4 times a week, it'll probably be 3 Timberborn videos and 1 other thing until we get done with this playthrough. I'm going to try to still do live stream on the weekends, at least one of those. It's going to depend on what else I have going on. Weekends are kind of busy right now, but if that cools down, we could maybe do a little bit more on the live stream front. But rest assured, I am trying my best to get good stuff out to you guys. You guys have always been very supportive in the comments and have all sorts of helpful things to offer in terms of advice and feedback and just general positivity. And I always appreciate that. It's a lot of fun to read the comments and see what you guys have to say about stuff. So please, by all means, if you have any thoughts or questions, suggestions, notice a mistake I made or whatever, please let me know in the comments. I like talking to you guys. I read every comment. I respond when I can, and just enjoy the wealth of information and support in the community that we have here. It's fantastic. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. We'll have another one soon. Probably won't be until at least Sunday, maybe Monday. And we're still trying to get that new game out. That's going to be sometime next week, most likely, if I can find time to do that. It should be a whole lot of fun. It's a title you guys probably have heard of by now, but we'll get there when we get there. For now, that's all the time we have for this episode. Thanks again so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.